technically they're in an aquarium in the basement, but let's check out Predator Bay, and more importantly, let's see the sharks. Okay, there she is, Predator Bay. You all remember the 1,800-gallon shark, ray, grouper, and eel aquarium? I think these guys know that tonight's feeding night. Everybody seems to be out and about and checking out what's going on. But before we feed these guys, let's do a quick run around the tank just for anyone who's new to Predator Bay, and we'll show you what we did here. So like I said, this is a DIY build, 1,800 gallons, and we're in what I consider the back side of the aquarium, which is a 9-foot span, and then that front there is a 13.5-foot span. We'll go over here real quick on the business end. So a big external skimmer is doing our skimming, and underneath the aquarium is actually 30 feet of runway sump. Let's go around the other side, check that out. So what's happening underneath the aquarium is we're skimming the water from those overflows up there, and we're coming down here into these runway style filtration. There's 3 big long runway filters underneath here that go back and forth and they connect. So we pull some, we drain the water down, we pull some water out for the skimmer, and then we get into lots and lots and lots of filtration and biomedia and all that good stuff. In fact, we go through 30 feet of it. We go all the way down here, back up here, back down there, and back into the aquarium. So now that you have an idea of what Predator Bay is, 13.5 feet long, 6 feet front to back, 3 feet tall, with 30 feet of filtration, let's take a look inside the aquarium. So we know we got sharks. We see these guys swimming around. We actually have 4 sharks. We have 2 brown bamboo sharks, and that's them right there. And we have a horn shark right here. Tucked in the cave with the eel is a coral cat shark, but I'm sure he'll be out in a minute once we start feeding. And then of course there's 2 groupers and the eel with the sharks. There's a Miniatus grouper in the back there, and then the blue line grouper over here. And then of course lots of live rock. So it may not look like a lot because the tank is so big, but this is, I forget what it was, but it was somewhere between 850 and 1,000 pounds of live rock in there. Keeping in mind, we still want to leave plenty of open space for these big swimmers. So, we want to have that beneficial filtration from the live rock. We want to have space for the swimmers, open swimmers. We want to have some cover when the fish need cover. So hopefully that's what we've achieved with this setup, is lots of large live rock that's actually up pretty tall, but lots of canyons or pathways through the rock, lots of big caves for big fish, and the same sort of thing over here. Very, very sturdy caves, very, very big caves, because these guys, they are very strong. So when they push on things, it is no joke. Okay, rather than feed these guys from the big 13.5-foot side, we're going to go around back where I've got some squid over there in a cup and a nice chair. We're going to sit down and we're going to film these guys close up from the big 9-foot pen on the back and see if we can get some good footage. And of course, there's our coral cat shark just in time for feeding. Let's head around back. Well, actually, before we head around back, let's take a look at that 13.5-foot view. That never gets old. I'm not always able to put side panels in all the DIY builds. It doesn't always work out, whether it's in wall or things like that. But with Predator Bay, I was able to, and oh my gosh, it is well worth it. I love viewing this thing from all sides, and I definitely love the long ways. Watching these guys swim at you is pretty cool. All right, let's feed these guys. Okay, here we go. We're gonna do a broadcast feeding right here in the back area, and we should get a nice shark swarm come this way. Well, actually, we're gonna get everybody, rays, you name it. Here goes. All right, and before the food even hits the ground, the ray is grabbing it right out of the water column. And wow, he's munching that down. So let's see, looks like we've shifted over here. We have a grouper. He's already picked himself up a piece. And oh, there's the Miniatus. Got his piece. And once the big boys find it, it becomes a frenzy. Yep, he's just sucking them down, one after another. And of course, the grouper, being a pig, he's back for more. And obviously the one bamboo hasn't even figured out to turn around yet, but he will. Hopefully before his buddy, his little buddy actually eats it all. It looks like he might be in on his fourth piece already. So in theory, this guy should figure out that it's behind him. We'll see. And of course, Ray's back for more. The eels picked it up over there. The sharks are getting a little rough with the eel lately, so he's not coming out and being as aggressive as he used to be. So I may have to go target feed him a piece or two, just to make sure he gets his fill. And of course we can see the big bamboo. He's onto it now and getting his fair share. And coral cat shark, he's back out. He's usually pretty good at picking up the smell direction of where the food's at and getting his fair share. I wouldn't be surprised if it doesn't take but one pass. So you can see him circling and he's figuring it out. Yep, he's already curved back. So he should be coming this way pretty soon. And he definitely needs to get here because, well, he's making me look bad. He's turning back the other way, but I think I put enough that the other guys have gotten their fill. The other bamboos, they're the kind of the big eaters these days. So hopefully he'll get over here before the horn shark polishes off the pile, or the bamboo sharks come back for. Well, I think they'd be on thirds by now. Looks like they've already done a couple runs through there. Well, as can sometimes happen, I will probably have to go get more food because, there we go, they got a little shark fight for the last piece, and the bullhead shark one's out. So yeah, I am definitely going to have to go back and get more food to target feed the eel and the coral cat shark. So let's go, let me go get that ready. Okay, since the eel and the coral cat shark both like this cave complex here, we'll bounce around to the front of Predator Bay and we'll try to target feed these guys with some chopped fish, some smelt. It's one of their favorites. Oh. And the eel just grabbed a piece there. I'm not sure if I got it on camera. Let's get him another one. All right, there's another piece, and there's the eel coming out, and oh, seems unsured. But I know the coral cat shark, he has not got his food yet. So let's see if we can entice him to come out. Well, he actually was just out, but he missed it, so here we go. He's right there, and there we go. Okay, every time you feed these guys, it's a different experience. Some nights, certain fish are much more bold than other nights, and they sort of take over and dominate. And then, you know, like there's been plenty of nights with a coral cat shark ripping food away from the bigger sharks, but tonight was a little more passive. And like I said, the eel, for a long time, the eel was very, very aggressive. But then one time, the big bamboo shark bit him on the tail, and he's fine and everything, but it definitely it cooled him off a little bit in terms of going out there. I've been doing more target feeding on him. Like, he does still come out, but he sticks closer to the rock nowadays, and he kind of goes from crevice to crevice versus he used to just kind of cruise around the whole tank, which is a little unusual for most eels. So, you know, he got a little bite from that guy there, and that pretty much shut that down. So, as you can see, once Predator Reef gets fed, it calms down quite a bit. Most of these guys go into digestion mode. You're still going to have your groupers and your eels swimming around, but your sharks are pretty much parking themselves, and they're in their food comas right now. Okay, that's a quick end of the year look at Predator Bay and a little bit of a feeding video there. So if you know, Predator Bay was built in March, so it's, you know, roughly 9 months old. Everything's been going great. Haven't had to change water yet. Water levels are perfect. Fish have grown. These are big fish, none of them are full grown, so we'll see as, you know, as time goes on, you know, how well does the filtration system hold up when all these guys are, you know, completely full grown, and the bioload that comes with that. But in the meantime, so far, everything's looking good, and if I have to make modifications, I certainly can, and of course I could also upgrade the water change schedule. It will get a massive water change at a minimum once a year. I try to do once or twice for the big tanks, and then 2 to 4 times for the smaller tanks. The big water changes, just, you know, for trace elements, you know, whatever. I do dose this aquarium with calcium alkalinity for the coralline algae and overall bacterial health. So as you can see, sand's still white, levels test out great, fish look great, everybody's growing, so can't complain. Very happy with Predator Bay. So 9 months in, all is well, and look forward to seeing these monsters get bigger and bigger in Predator Bay. So in addition to Predator Bay on the saltwater side of the house, there are big things happening already in the 1,500 gallon system. There's an update video coming on that. A lot of work's gone into that. We recently covered the low-tech reef tank, and we know we have the double DIY builds on the freshwater side. And in an upcoming video, I believe it'll release after this video, there's some other big updates coming in a whole new, well, I can't spill the beans, but a whole new something. All right, thanks for watching.